Hey everyone, I'm Reed. Welcome to the channel. We all know that there's a lot of misinformation floating around these days, especially when it comes to executive orders, bills, and other government documents. So, I'm here to cut through the noise and give you the real deal, straight from the horse's mouth. No spin, no fluff, just the facts as they're written. Today, we're diving into the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, Title I. Committee on Agriculture, Subtitle A, Nutrition. And I'll be reading it exactly as it is written. So, grab your coffee, sit back, and let's get some truth into your day. This bill was introduced on May 20th, 2025 by Representative Jody C. Arrington under President Donald Trump's second term. Section 3U of the Food and Nutrition Act of 2008 7 U.S.C. 2012U is amended to read as follows. U. One thrifty food plan means the diet required to feed a family of 4 persons consisting of a man and a woman 20 through 50, a child 6 through 8, and a child 9 through 11 years of age, based on relevant market baskets that shall only be changed pursuant to paragraph 3. The cost of such diet shall be the basis for uniform allotments for all households regardless of their actual composition. The Secretary shall only adjust the cost of the diet as specified in paragraphs 2 and 4. 2. Household adjustments. The Secretary shall make household size adjustments based on the following ratios of household size as a percentage of the maximum 4-person allotment. For a 1-person household, 30%. B. For a 2-person household, 55%. C. For a 3-person household, 79%. D. For a 4-person household, 100%. E. For a 5-person household, 119%. F. For a 6-person household, 143%. G. For a 7-person household, 158%. H. For an 8-person household, 180%. I. For a 9-person household, 203%. J. For a 10-person household, 224%. K. For households with more than 10 persons, such adjustment for each additional person shall be 224% plus the product of 21% and the difference in the number of persons in the household and 10. 3. Re-evaluation of market baskets. A. Evaluation, not earlier than October 1st, 2028, and at not more frequently than 5-year intervals thereafter, the Secretary may re-evaluate the market baskets of the Thrifty Food Plan taking into consideration current food prices, food composition data, consumption patterns, and dietary guidance. B. Notice. Prior to any update of the market baskets of the Thrifty Food Plan based on a re-evaluation pursuant to subparagraph A, the methodology, and results of any such revelation shall be published in the Federal Register with an opportunity for comment of not less than 60 days. C. Cost neutrality. The Secretary shall not increase the cost of the Thrifty Food Plan based on a re-evaluation or update under this paragraph. 4. Allowable cost adjustments. On October 1st, immediately following the effective date of this paragraph, and on each October 1st thereafter, the Secretary shall A. Adjust the cost of the Thrifty Food Plan to reflect changes in the Consumer Price Index for all urban consumers, published by the Bureau of Labor Statistics of the Department of Labor for the most recent 12-month period ending in June. B. Make cost adjustments in the Thrifty Food Plan for urban and rural parts of Hawaii and urban and rural parts of Alaska to reflect the cost of food in urban and rural Hawaii and urban and rural Alaska, provided such cost adjustment shall not exceed the rate of increase described in the Consumer Price Index for all urban consumers, published by the Bureau of Labor Statistics of the Department of Labor for the most recent 12-month period ending in June. And C. Make cost adjustments in the separate Thrifty Food Plans for Guam and the Virgin Islands of the United States to reflect the cost of food in those states, but not to exceed the cost of food in the 50 states and the District of Columbia, provided that such cost adjustment shall not exceed the rate of increase described in the Consumer Price Index for all urban consumers. Published by the Bureau of Labor Statistics of the Department of Labor for the most recent 12-month period ending in June. Section 603 of the Food and Nutrition Act of 2008 is amended to read as follows. 3. Exception. Paragraph 2 shall not apply to an individual if the individual is A. Under 18 or over 65 years of age. B. Medically certified as physically or mentally unfit for employment. C. A parent or other member of a household with responsibility for a dependent child under 7 years of age. D. Otherwise exempt under subsection D2. E. A pregnant woman. F. Currently homeless. G. A veteran. H. 24 years of age or younger and was in foster care under the responsibility of a state on the date of attaining 18 years of age or such higher age as the state has elected under Section 475. 8B.3 of the Social Security Act, 42 U.S.C. 675. 8B.3 or I. Responsible for a dependent child 7 years of age or older and is married to and resides with an individual who is in compliance with the requirements of paragraph 2. B. Sunset provision. The exceptions in subparagraphs F through H shall cease to have effect on October 1st, 2030. Section 60 of the Food and Nutrition Act of 2008, 7 U.S.C. 2015, O is amended. 1. By amending paragraph 4, A to read as follows. A. In general, on the request of a state agency, and with the support of the Chief Executive Officer of the state, the Secretary may waive the applicability of paragraph 2 for not more than 12 consecutive months to any group of individuals in the state if the Secretary makes a determination that the county or county equivalent, as recognized by the Census Bureau, in which the individuals reside has an unemployment rate of over 10%, and 2 in paragraph 6F by striking 8% and inserting 1%. A. Allowance to recipients of energy assistance. 1. Standard Utility Allowance, Section 5E6C, 4I of the Food and Nutrition Act of 2008, 7 U.S.C. 2014, E6C, 4I is amended by inserting with an elderly or disabled member after households. 2. Conforming amendments. Section 2605F2A of the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Act is amended by inserting received by a household with an elderly or disabled member before. Consistent with Section 5E6C4I. B. Third-party energy assistance payments. Section 5K4 of the Food and Nutrition Act of 2008, 7 U.S.C. 2014, K4 is amended. 1. In subparagraph A by inserting, without an elderly or disabled member, after household, the first place it appears, and 2. In subparagraph B by inserting, with an elderly or disabled member, after household, the first place it appears. Section 5E6 of the Food and Nutrition Act of 2008, 7 U.S.C. 2014, E6, is amended by adding at the end the following. E. Restrictions on Internet expenses. Service fees associated with internet connection, including but not limited to monthly subscriber fees, i.e., the base rate paid by the household each month in order to receive service, which may include high-speed internet, taxes and fees charged to the household by the provider that recur on regular bills, the cost of modem rentals, and fees charged by the provider for initial installation, shall not be used in computing the excess shelter expense deduction. A. In general, Section 4A of the Food and Nutrition Act of 2008, 7 U.S.C. 2013, A, is amended. 1. By striking A subject to and inserting the following: A program, 1 establishment, subject to, and 2. By adding at the end the following: 2. Matching funds requirements. A in general. I. Federal share, subject to subparagraph B, the federal share of the cost of allotments described in paragraph 1 in a fiscal year shall be 1 for each of fiscal years 2026 and 2027, 100%, and 2 for fiscal year 2028 and each fiscal year thereafter, 95%. 2. State share, subject to subparagraph B, the state share of the cost of allotments described in paragraph 1 in a fiscal year shall be 1 for each of fiscal years 2026 and 2027, 0%, and 2 for fiscal year 2028 and each fiscal year thereafter, 5%. B. State quality control incentive, beginning in fiscal year 2028. Any state that has a payment error rate, as defined in Section 16, for the most recent complete fiscal year for which data is available, of I. equal to or greater than 6%, but less than 8%, shall have its federal share of the cost of allotments described in paragraph 1 for the current fiscal year equal 85%, and its state share equal 15%. 2. Equal to or greater than 8%, but less than 10%, shall have its federal share of the cost of allotments described in paragraph 1 for the current fiscal year equal 80%, and its state share equal 20%. And 3. Equal to or greater than 10%, shall have its federal share of the cost of allotments described in paragraph 1 for the current fiscal year equals 75%, and its state share equal 25%. B. Rule of construction. The Secretary of Agriculture may not pay towards the cost of allotments described in paragraph 1 of Section 4A of the Food and Nutrition Act of 2008, 7 U.S.C. 2013, A, as designated by subsection A, an amount greater than the applicable federal share described in paragraph 2 of such Section 4A, as added by subsection A. Section 16A of the Food and Nutrition Act of 2008, 7 U.S.C. 2025, is amended by striking 50% and inserting 25%. Section 6D of the Food and Nutrition Act of 2008, 7 U.S.C. 2015, D is amended. 1. In paragraph 1, A, in the matter preceding clause I, by striking over the age of 15 and under the age of 60, and inserting over the age of 17 and under the age of 65, and 2. In paragraph 2, A, by striking child under age 6 and inserting child under age 7, and B, by striking between 1 and 6 years of age and inserting between 1 and 7 years of age. Section 11X2 of the Food and Nutrition Act of 2008, 7 U.S.C. 2020, X2 is amended by adding at the end the following: D. Data sharing to prevent other multiple issuances. A state agency shall use each indication of multiple issuance, or each indication that an individual receiving Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program benefits in one state has applied to receive Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program benefits in another state, to prevent multiple issuances of other federal and state assistance program benefits that a state agency administers through the integrated eligibility system that the state uses to administer the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program in the state. Section 16, C1A2 of the Food and Nutrition Act of 2008, 7 U.S.C. 2025, C1A2 is amended. 1. In Subclause 1, by striking and at the end. 2. In Subclause 2, A, by striking fiscal year thereafter and inserting of fiscal years 2015 through 2025, and B, by striking the period at the end and inserting and 3, by adding at the end the following 3, for each fiscal year thereafter $0. The Food and Nutrition Act of 2008, 7 U.S.C. 2011, ET-SEC, is amended by striking Section 28, 7 U.S.C. 2036, Section 6F of the Food and Nutrition Act of 2008, 7 U.S.C. 2015, F, is amended to read as follows. F. No individual who is a member of a household otherwise eligible to participate in the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program under this section shall be eligible to participate in the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program as a member of that or any other household unless he or she is 1. A resident of the United States, and 2. Either A citizen or national of the United States, B, an alien lawfully admitted for permanent residence as an immigrant as defined by Sections 101A.15 and 101A.20 of the Immigration and Nationality Act, excluding, among others, alien visitors, tourists, diplomats, and students who enter the United States temporarily with no intention of abandoning their residence in a foreign country. C. An alien who is a citizen or national of the Republic of Cuba and who 1. Is the beneficiary of an approved petition under Section 203A of the Immigration and Nationality Act. 2. Meets all eligibility requirements for an immigrant visa, but for whom such a visa is not immediately available. 3. Is not otherwise inadmissible under Section 212A of such act. And 4. Is physically present in the United States pursuant to a grant of parole in furtherance of the commitment of the United States to the minimum level of annual legal migration of Cuban nationals to the United States specified in the U.S.-Cuba Joint Communique on Migration, done at New York, September 9, 1994, and reaffirmed in the Cuba-United States Joint Statement on Normalization of Migration, building on the agreement of September 9, 1994, done at New York, May 2, 1995, or D. An individual who lawfully resides in the United States in accordance with a compact of free association referred to in Section 402B2G of the Personal Responsibility and Work Opportunity Reconciliation Act of 1996. The income less at state option, a pro rata share and financial resources of the individual rendered ineligible to participate in the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program under this subsection shall be considered in determining the eligibility and the value of the allotment of the household of which such individual is a member. Section 203D-5 of the Emergency Food Assistance Act of 1983, 7 U.S.C. 7507, D. 5 is amended by striking 2024 and inserting 2031. And that's a wrap on the One Big Beautiful Bill, Title I, Committee on Agriculture, Subtitle A, Nutrition. This portion of the bill takes a deep dive into food assistance, revising the Thrifty Food Plan to keep pace with real costs, tightening work and benefit rules in SNAP, and asking states to help shoulder the financial load. It also strengthens program oversight, fighting fraud, and ensuring dollars go where they're needed most. And it plants the seeds for a national grant effort to teach healthier habits and curb obesity. Overall, it's a major shakeup in nutrition assistance, balancing tighter controls with healthy eating incentives. And now, dear viewer, it's your turn. What do you think about all this? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and I welcome every view, every voice, and yes, even strongly worded paragraphs with lots of emojis. And while you're here, like this video if you learn something new. It helps more curious minds find this content. Comment if you've got questions, thoughts, or just want to say hi. Reed's ears are always open. Share it with your most civically curious friends. Knowledge is better when it hops around. Subscribe for more clear, calm, and carrot-power breakdowns of what's really written in official documents. Until next time, I'm Reed the Rabbit, reminding you to stay sharp, stay civil, and always read the footnotes.